So we start with settle in, relaxation, meditation. So the goal is to have no goal, just to be here, just sitting or lying down, being aware of what is around us, just near us, the sounds, maybe the smell. And we'll turn our attention towards our breathing. Nothing to do, just being here. Gently witnessing how it is breathing in, breathing out. Noticing how amazing it is that it's going on by itself. I have nothing to do for that. And I have no idea who is doing it. Maybe just being in awe, amazed how this can happen. Sometimes we are waiting for big miracles outside. Maybe we don't notice the biggest miracles. The breathing knows exactly what to do by itself. It has its own intelligence, like everything in the body, mind, and in the universe.
Satyam, we are getting noises. Can you stop the music so
Hi.
we can hear
Yes, yes, yes. So we continue the guided meditation for people who are coming, joining. So we can close our eyes. Just being here. Closing our eyes can be helping if our mind is too much outside. Coming back to ourselves, to our breathing. And trying to see if there is anyone who is doing this breathing. And now we look to the one who is looking at the breathing. through which eye this one is looking, witnessing the breathing. Meaning, who is experiencing not only the breathing but anything which is happening in the present field. Maybe some thought are coming, some emotion, some feeling. Then we come back to the breathing gently. Each time the attention goes out, we don't need to judge ourselves, we just come back to the center, either to the breathing or to the one who is experiencing. And then we'll widen a bit more our awareness to have the whole picture of the one who is witnessing the breathing and all what is happening. We can call it awareness. So sometimes this awareness is there, sometimes it's not there, but at all time what we are, our nature is here. And this here, we can write it with a block letter. This here is what we are, and it's always here, whether we are present or absent. So it should be rather called omnipresence, because it is beyond presence or absence. It transcends any ideas that the mind can have. It's uncatchable. What we are is uncatchable by the mind. The experiencer, the mind, tries to know itself, to catch itself. But that what we are cannot be caught by anything. It's an absolute mystery. Absolute mystery which transcends any concept, any idea. And we are that at any given time. Whether there is time or no time, space or no space, we are that mystery. Which knows itself by heart. We can call this also the heart, not the human heart, but the absolute heart. Which is not touched by any circumstance, So in the movie, in the daily life, if we forget what we are, then you can try to remember it, but it doesn't matter really for what we are, because it is beyond remembering or forgetting. Beyond any idea. So you can rest in this carelessness, which does not need anything to be what it is. So any kind of concentration or meditation you do at any time, you can use the breathing or anything else, is just to bring back the focus to a point. And after you shift to the one who is experiencing, and after you go beyond it, and then you slide even in the beyond any circumstance, not even awareness. Depending on awareness is maybe the last dependence, but that what we are is not depending even on awareness. Awareness might be called the first experience, the highest first experience. The Christian call it the word, the logos, or different name in different tradition. But we are in spite of this appearance or disappearance. And this mind cannot understand, and it's very good like this, not knowing. If we start to try to know, understand, then there is no end. So we'd rather stay as children with a heart of not knowing, just knowing we are that, without justification, explanation. But still, if the mind child asks question, we should let him ask his question as we would reply to a child. No problem in that also, no problem in practicing anything. Nothing is a problem for what we are. So slowly, gonna open the eyes, if you like, and we see what happened. Hello, welcome back.
You sometimes lost me. Sometimes I had to come back. I was gone for a moment.
Yes. So his attention is coming and going, so it's like that. Yes.
I feel it's a little painful to come back.
Yes. But maybe you don't listen to that thought that you came back. Maybe you never left. Each thought or feeling with coming is like learning to not trust it. It's like the devil speaking, telling us, oh, something wrong. I know I also experience the same, but yes. No, I am that, I never leave, I never move. And the mind says, oh, it's painful to come back. To come back where? Where you never left? Yes.
I came back from being unconscious, not knowing. not being concentrated. That's where I was shortly.
So it's an experience?
Yeah, it's like when you do meditation yourself, you almost fall into sleep, right? And you need to avoid that. And then comes your voice, and that's helpful.
Yes, and we don't know anymore. The more it goes, the less we know what is wrong. Even sleeping, is it wrong to sleep? So
it would be interesting.
But sometimes it's really, for example, where I moved back towards the house on the beach, there were so many people and children playing, and I enjoyed to be middle in this movie, but I felt like really I came from another star. I was between all these children and people, but there was no connection. No, it's not right, no connection. I felt really like from another planet. It was like a movie, yes, this is right. I enjoy, my feet stopped to walk, and I looked around and I looked all this what happened, like the children was playing, and it was nice. It was so nice to look at this movie, but it was really like a movie. It was it was a little strange to experience it in this way.
and then if you look from little, you rise above this and you look at the one who is feeling it is like a movie. The one who is looking is also in the movie always. So, but it's like different layers of the dream, but it's still anyone who pretend. I replied that to someone a few days ago who said, yes, you realize you are not in the movie, but as a experiment, the one who experienced this is still in the movie. So otherwise it lets space to some confusion. So it's better to put all to make sure the one who is seeing this is also in the movie. Even the masters, when they speak, they say this body is also in the dream.
Yes, it was very in the dream. I was feeling like it's a dream, and now where we did some meditation, I feel more alive, more. It feels not so in illusion.
So, but these impressions,
but only a feeling.
all this impression is like a perception. So, sensation, emotions, perception. We should not trust that. When we speak about the neti, not this. Whatever I can experience, I'm not that. So, this perception of it's more real, it's not so much real, and this is in the neti is more like anything I can perceive, I say not this, not that, not this, not that. If you approach through that angle, otherwise you can approach it more from the Tantra approach and say, I am also this, I am also this, I am also this. So you are anybody, anything, anywhere. So but if you use neti is more to not trust, because it's misleading to trust our perception. So, but to be able to hear that what I am is the absolute perception without division. So there is not something perceiving something. In the absolute perception, there is no two. So that's how we reject what is a divided perception, which is just an information. It's not bad or good, it's just a perception, a divided perception. Like if you have a sense of time and sometimes you have not a sense of time, you feel like your time is not existing. But we don't need to trust all these perceptions and just, yes, it's just some information coming like that.
Yes, I don't trust, but it was very funny experience.
Yes,
before,
yes,
and
yes, yes.
Because it feels so unreal, and now in the meditation it feels more real. And but I like this tantric way to say, okay, I'm also this, but sometimes
it appears like that or like that. It's a different appearance.
Yes, it feels strange to see the things happening around me, and it was like nothing. It was the people was there, but there was also not there, and I was there and also not there. It was really strange.
So there is another way to see also. Yes, Rima?
Huh?
What you said, it was very strange. Could you explain what you went through?
No, it was what I explained. It was like unreal. It was there and it was not there. I was there and I was in the same moment not there. And it was. I feel it's not easy to describe, but it feels also in a way funny, because I was walking and I stopped walking and I stand and I looked around me, and it was also very funny to see all what is happening around me. And maybe it was like, okay, I can be now the child who is doing something in the sand, or I'm also at the same time the mother who is
Okay,
thinking.
so we can describe all experience like this, but here because there is so many things we can experience, so many, but I like to bring back to the subject,
Yes.
which is...
No, I say it because...
it's interesting to hear whatever kind of experience, but imagine in the physical plane what you can have, and in so many different planes, it's infinite experience. So we can describe this and write books and books after books after books, and but here it's not really the subject. Even still, it's nice to experience anything, but here it's more about what is beyond experience, the nature of what we are, which is prior to any experience. So even if it seems attracting, very attracting to experience this or that, or full bliss, full light, or full this, or yes, it's very attractive, but somehow it is misleading us to stay at some plane or experience, to land somewhere. But that what we are is in spite of anything. So okay, something come, but let myself not be lost in that description. We lose ourselves in the description sometimes. So just okay, nice.
Yes, it's always changing.
Always changing, and nothing is all okay, nothing wrong. But so I remind you that we have to click after 10 minutes. If you want to continue to finish the meeting, after 10 minutes you click again on the link. Yes. So yes, because that's where many people have been lost in trying to transcend and go to some other stage, some other state, some other experience, higher and higher. But nothing is stable, because wherever you land, you will have to depart again. Nothing you experience is forever. There is only one thing, is the essence of what we are, the self, and it's not an experience, or we can call it an absolute experience. So when we are tired of shifting, then we are not so much concerned by experience, but something is hearing, I am that which is in any case. Yes. But another thing we could say about feeling more real or less real is if you see it as a pyramid, then when there is less obstacle to in the perception, then it feels more ourselves or more home. So, but the more we are deep in the dream, we feel totally lost. So it could be a way to experiment, to see it, to experiment it, that sometimes we feel more ourselves, we feel more home. So because the reflection is less far away from our essence, so less disturbance, I would say. So it can shift. Sometimes we feel totally lost in the dream, and sometimes we feel fine. So, but it's shifting. But it's always a reflection, what we experience. It's a reflection of what is not a reflection. Sorry, I speak a little too much, but I wanted to say something about that. Anything?
Sometimes I have the feeling that, like, for example, now in this meditation, I felt like I am the observing, the witnessing, and when it's becoming to daily life, I feel like I live superficial life because I'm not involved in all the dramas of all the people. So sometimes I feel good with this, like it makes sense. But sometimes I feel I lost something, like I'm not involved like all the others in the daily life, like superficial. It's not. I'm not going deep.
Deep in what?
In the daily life, in the
activity, in the action.
In the relationships, in the feelings, what everybody calls feelings, emotions.
Yes, so that could be a fear, because if you remember, sometimes I talk about these two movements. I want to live, I want to die. So there is this fear of living and this fear of dying, and the energy is shifting. From the absolute, there is the first movement of the logos, or the first light of Shiva, which is wanting to live, to experiment itself. So this is the movement of I want to live, and it's reflected in the individual self. But sometimes we are tired of life, and this energy want to go back to its source, and it want to annihilate itself, to die. I want to die. So these two movements, I want to live, I want to die, and it's always shifting. So in some case, when there is some trauma inside an individual, so it's blocking the energy of I want to live. This might be what you experiment, because you feel something is not really letting this force. I want to live, I want to be full in life, I want to experiment deeply. So, but something by fear of feeling some trauma, it's blocking, and I cannot feel. So this, you don't need necessarily to search, but to look. Is it true for me like this? Do I feel this? Something is blocking this I want to live. But ultimately is to realize that what you are is in spite of these two movements. I want to live, I want to die. Because what you are is life itself. So it's prior to the movement of I want to live, I want to die. So I sit as life itself, eternal life, witnessing these two movements. I want to die, I want to live. Okay, I want to be alone, I want to be with people. All the same energy. So it's a play. Does it say something to you, Haidas?
Again, the last sentence.
Does it connect with something with you?
Yes, I feel it's this. I can see these movements when sometimes I'm involved, and sometimes I feel it's too much involved, and I'm going back to my observing, to my witnessing, and then again it's going like in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yes.
Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel, like too much zoom out, like not connected to the people, like, because everybody is surrounding me have a certain life, they are very involved, and like here I feel the loneliness, alone in this crowd, if you understand me.
Yes, so you can try to change the movie. There's nothing wrong. The character has an apparent free will to change the movie, but prior to that you can observe that it's all a movie, that the character has an experience of free will, which is not absolutely real, but the experience is there. So simultaneously it's like a multidimensional awareness. The character has a free will apparently, so he can change. I'm alone, I want to meet people, why not? But what you are is just aware of all this and is not depending on these movements. So if this, what you are, can hear and recognize itself, then it's resting in itself, in spite of the movement of the character, wanting to live, wanting to die. This eternal movement.
Yeah, it feels like schizophrenic in somehow.
Yes, so that is the first schizophrenia is I exist. So if we would picture from the beginning, from the absolute, the word, the first light and sound, the first movement, then it's already a movement of wanting to know yourself. But wanting to know yourself, the consciousness wanting to know itself, it can only know it in the relative. So it's already a schizophrenia, because it cannot know itself absolutely. It can only divide itself. So it's only a split. You split yourself for something which is impossible. So it's already, I would say, the first schizophrenia. So nothing to do when to be able to have the honesty and the courage to see that you are powerless. As the absolute, you are powerless to change your own setting. It's going on by itself. So we could say you are the Almighty, but you without power. It's a way of speaking, of course, just pointers. Nothing is absolutely true, but to see that, yes, the movie is shooting and you don't know what to do about it. You can try to improve it, but it will always be temporary, and there is no final destination, really. And so what is when you reach when you realize that helplessness, that carelessness, and then you can feel that sense of joy of carelessness and playfulness, because it's in India they call it